Good morning, friends. And thank you so much for joining us here at the Joy of Pepe for our inaugural episode. I think you're going to find the channel to be really enjoyable. Basically, what we're going to do is we're just going to friend around. I'm going to do some artwork here on the computer, and you can watch. If you want to, you can even follow along. It's not going to be exactly like a tutorial, but it'll definitely help out and give you some understandings on how scalable vector graphics work if you just watch. But again, if you want to go ahead and follow along, I'll be using Inkscape. It's a very powerful SVG editor. It's absolutely free. It's open source. The guys who made it are absolutely awesome. And I'll try to put a link in the description here for us, and as well as to the original art in case you want to follow along, just like this is some kind of Bob Ross shit. So we've got our coffee. We've got our computer. We've got the recording going. So why don't we get started here? Like I said, we're going to start with this very simple looking piece of artwork. It's a propaganda poster. It looks like it doesn't look like it's vintage. It looks like it was probably made by some company like Adobe or something like that. There's some kind of credits on the side there, but we're just going to ignore those. Anyway, so we've started, as you can see, with the rectangle tool and gotten our background there. That's about as far as I got here before I had to restart the recording. And anyhow, let's see here. So, what we'll do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our Bezier pen. And we're going to start here with this red meets this tan area here where we have what looks like the smoke coming from these rockets. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start our Bezier right there. We'll go ahead and just go corner to corner. Very simple, very easy. And if you want to know, I'm using just the control button and the mouse wheel in order to zoom in and out. But we're just making some nice little lines here, some nice little paths with our nice little nodes that are going to allow us to come back and make all the appropriate curves we need. Okay, almost done here with this part. Here we go. Now, and again, you don't have to be precise with this because you can go back and you can edit the nodes with your node editing tool, of course. Node, what a funny word. Of course, I am pretty high. A lot of words seem funny right now. Let's see, there we go. You know what, and I'm realizing we did this all wrong. Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. What I should have done, and what we'll go back and we'll do, it shouldn't take long here. See, that's the thing about digital art. That's the greatest thing. Unlike the happy little accidents that used to happen with Bob Ross, the progenitor of this style of programming here that we're doing. When he made a mistake, there was no going back because he was on canvas and oil paints. Meanwhile, with us, what we're doing here, if we make a mistake, or try to make the same mistake twice even, like I just did, we can go right back. There we go. Now we've got the rocket trails in there. That's how we should have done it in the first place. But it's okay, like I said. Here we go. We'll just go right up. And again, I'm just using that control button along with the mouse wheel to scale in and out there, to zoom in and out. Okay. And the cool thing about scalable vector graphics is, unlike raster graphics, when you scale them, they don't lose any of their quality. It's one of the great features of the whole thing. Alright, there we go. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Ray. Oh, oops. I just doxed myself, it looks like. You're saying, why are you doing that? Why aren't you going along with the curves? And that's because I could go ahead and make the curves myself, but it's a little bit more painstaking. Oops, we're going the wrong way anyhow. It's a little more painstaking to do it that way, and you don't get near the nice enough curves, even if you simplify your path afterwards, which is where the computer just takes out some of the nodes and simplifies the image a little bit. Let's see here, there we go. You wind up with some still pretty janky looking stuff. So what we'll do now is we've got to come by with our node tool, and we've got to get these, there we go, get these little arches in for our smoke that's coming up from the launching of these rockets here. What an exciting thing that is, launching rockets. Wow. I wonder if they're the good rockets or the bad rockets. I'm hoping these aren't the Gaza Palestinian rockets. I don't like that thought. I like these to be space exploration rockets. And since we're the ones making this, we get to decide. We get to decide. That's right. We get to decide. And these are space exploration rockets. They're going to Mars. With that punk-ass Elon. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So we've got that part in. Now, for layering purposes, we're probably going to need to make a cutout from another one of the background layers here, using this as a template. But for the meantime here, we can go ahead and we can take out that outline. We can go ahead and use our dropper tool. We can make that the same color red as the background there. Now, keep in mind, I'll probably wind up changing these color schemes here. Well, I may or may not. I don't know. It all depends on what our final product is. And that's, again, the cool thing about doing digital art is you can change the colors afterwards. And, you know, a lot of times I like to use on these remakes of the propaganda posters, I like to use the color palette from the original. The original, you know, Pepe and Apu's and everything else, you know, with that baby shit green along with the blue, you know, the blue for his sweater and the khaki for the pants. You know, I think that is a great little combination of colors that works really well. And a lot of times, you're just using the same 3 colors, or, you know, sometimes 4 or 5, but generally it's the same color palette. Okay, so we've got this guy. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to transfer him over to our background that we've got. Okay. Now, as I was saying, for layering purposes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut out another piece that's like the opposite of the red piece we just made. So what I'll do here is I'm going to duplicate that background layer. I'm going to send that to the bottom. That means we have 2 of these layers of the tan and 1 layer of the red. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on the red button. I'm going to use the shift button in order to select both of those at the same time. We're going to go to our object menu. We're going to go to clip and we're going to go to set. Oops, I might have to inverse that. So we're going to go ahead and Control Z that. That's undo. We're going to set the inverse. There we go. But you know what? I should have copied. So we're going to do that again. I need to make a copy of the red as well. Then we're going to go ahead and we'll try this one more time. Clip, set, inverse. All right, there we go. So now we've got our red layer. We've got our duplicated side there, and we've got our background. Now we'll be able to layer things as necessary. So, next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in real tight here, and I'm going to grab these rockets. And it looks like they're all the exact same. So we can just go ahead and duplicate these and scale them. It makes the whole thing very simple. So again, we're going to grab our Bezier pen. We're going to start at this top point here. And again, don't worry about the curves. We'll be able to go back and post and use the node editor in order to take care of those. And just right there, there we go. Our nice spacefaring rockets. They're not going anywhere near the Middle East. We're leaving those savages all behind when we go to space. That's right. Okay, so now it's a really boxy there outline because we're so tight in. So what we'll do
is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the interior green. I'm going to remove the outline. I'm going to grab our node editor. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and there we go. We're just going to spread that out there. And then we're going to grab this node here. And if you want to, you can always use your fill menu, your fill and outline menu in order to make this transparent so it's easier to see. Okay, there we go. And we'll straighten that guy out a bit. And I think that looks like a reasonable rocket. We'll go ahead and put the opacity back on him up there, and then we'll go ahead and duplicate him. We're going to bring him up here. We're going to scale him out using the Control and Shift button and dragging out on the scale handles there. And by pushing on the Shift and the Control, it allows you to scale the whole thing at once and in all directions at the same time in equal amounts. So we're going to duplicate that again. You could also press Control D in order to save time, but I like showing people how the easiest ways first, So we're going to go ahead and we're going to select all three of these. There we go. We're going to make them the correct color using our dropper tool. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pair these together. I'm going to group them all as one using our select. Got to grab the right guys there. There we go. We grab those and we put them atop their respected trail. Okay. Now, let's take care of this power plant we've got going on here. Okay, this guy's going to be easy, and we're going to extend. We're going to extend because originally I'm imagining that they left room for possibly some kind of text there or something. But we're going to utilize that space and just bring all that power plant down further. So we're going to start at the corner here rather than at the corner of the black. And this is just going to be as easy as you think. We just take our Bezier pen and we click. And again, you don't have to be super, super precise with this because, it's just a silhouette. It's not meant to be super detailed. So you don't got to worry too much. But you know what I am worried about right now, though, is I do need to get a sip of coffee here. Bear with me. Oh, that's fucking lovely. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go all the way down. There we go. Now, some instances you'll see later on as we get more and more of these kind of posters done, you'll see that a lot of times when I'm doing a silhouette like this, I'll actually go around and piece things together so I can work with the negative space. In this instance, though, there's so little negative space on here, and it's all the same background color. It's very easy to interpret. We're going to go ahead and make this whole thing solid. And then we'll go back with our rectangle tool and get these windows right here. See them? That way we don't have to waste a lot of time. There's always more than one way to skin a cat. And that's one thing I always loved about digital art. If you can't do something some way, if you find you can't bridge a gap in your talent, in your ability, there's always another workaround. And I guess you can say that for all forms of art, really, not just digital. But I find it to be most accommodating in the digital realm here. We also got these different kinds of pipes here that we're going to need to go back and do. But we'll do those separate just for convenience. Because it's silhouette and you don't really need a whole lot of detail again. Now, if you want to, you can also use the Control key. Oh, delete that node. You can hit the Control key, and it'll lock in the movement vertical so you don't get any horizontal sway. But again, you don't got to be very precise when it comes to these kinds of silhouettes. I mean, sometimes you'll see them and they're super detailed for a silhouette, and you've got to be a little more precise with it. But with this guy, he's just so simple and so easy. We're just going to go ahead. There we go. Boom, boom. Okay. And looks like we're getting to some fun bits here. Looks like we got some cooling towers for a nuclear power plant. It looks like that's futuristic, huh? We've had those for 70 years and no one wants to use them, even though they're fucking miracles. What a sad thing that is. And again, don't mind the curves. We're going to go back and get those all squared away. We're really just interested in the corners at the moment. Okay, and we're coming to the end here. Boom. And like I said, we're going to extend this all the way down. We're going to grab that corner. And if you're wondering, I'm dragging this canvas around by just clicking on the actual mouse wheel and just dragging. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and make that red so it contrasts with the black while we're doing our node work. Alright, so we've got some nodes here that need noding. Alright, our happy little power plants here. They're so good. Making so much power. Because we gotta power everything that we're doing here. There we go. A little bit less. Bring this guy in. Bring that guy in. Bring that guy in. That guy up. Alright, and that looks like that takes care of that. Okay. Now, we can go ahead and make him black. We'll go ahead and leave the outline because it doesn't look like it's too bulky. How did I miss this guy? I should have gotten this guy earlier, but we'll get him with the rectangle tool. Boom, there we go. And then we'll get our Bezier pen back out. You can press B on the keyboard for your Bezier pen. There we go. And again, you don't got to be precise because it's just silhouettes. We'll take make that black. There we go. And go all the way down. There we go. And again, don't worry about the corners. Those curves we'll come back and get. We'll go ahead and make that black. Take that away. Go ahead and grab our node tool. Boom. There we go. Alright, that looks close enough for Jazz. Then we'll go ahead and we'll duplicate him. Bring that down. Boom. There we go. Make sure everything is in line. Okay. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that slid over here. Well, first we'll group everything together here. So we've got a few elements. Group everything together. And we'll just slide him right over. And he clicks right in. Okay. Now, we've got these guys, these concentric rings. Now, even with using the Bezier pen and just doing a single line and then altering that line, it's still going to look really janky. It's not going to have that uniform look there. So what we'll do is we'll actually grab our circle tool here. Let's go ahead and transparency that a little bit. We'll make it green just for our sake here. Okay. You know what we need to do is we need to match that up with that first most inner ring. Oop, you know what we need? We need an outline on this because that's what we're actually going to use. We're going to use the outline. Go up to our stroke and fill menu. We're going to change that value to pixels. Okay, we're going to bring that value down quite a bit. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to need to remember whatever number we make this. Okay, 3. Let's just go ahead and make that 3-1. Why not? 3-1 looks good. Okay. So now we've got that in place. We need to duplicate that. And as we scale, you can see that outline is scaling along with it. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to go back once we've got it in place here. And we're going to readjust, because it's 3-7 now, we need it to be 3-1. And you'll see it gets progressively larger as we bring these up further and further. Oh, undo that. That happens sometimes. We're going to duplicate that guy again just by pressing Control and D. We're going to scale that up. We need it. There we go. Okay, there we go. And we need to change that back from 3.6 to 3.1. And let's make another one. We're going to scale him out too. Okay. Just bring that up a little bit. You don't got to be absolutely precise on these because we're just recreating what we've seen here. We're not, we're not trying to be, the kind of guys that steal everything. But so much art is really stealing, and especially with digital art, because so many people have already done so many things. A lot of times, grab that guy, we'll bring him out. There we go. We're going to go ahead and bring his stroke back down to 3.1 pixels. We'll go ahead and duplicate him again. Grab these scale handles. And see how that keeps on going up. So we got to go to 3.1 again. Because all these lines are the same size. And we don't want them to get progressively larger. We need those lines to stay the same size. So 3.1. Then we're going to go ahead and duplicate that again. 3.1. Duplicate again. There we go. Right there. 3.1. And looks like we got 2 more to go here. So Control Duplicate. Bring that back up. There we go. Okay. And then still got to change his stroke value. All right. When I first started learning how to use these types of programs, I couldn't stop giggling because they say stroke quite a bit. Let's see here. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to cut these all down, and we need to unfill them because we just want their outlines. So what we'll do is we're going to use our Alt key, and we're going to bring up that using the Alt key, and then left clicking on the canvas allows you to go through the layers that you currently have. So if the layer you have is that you want is covered up by another layer and you can't get to it, you can use that Alt key and coordinate it by knowing the color that you're looking for. That's going to be right there. That's what your color is you're selected. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to press Control D, and we get the whole square up. All right. So now we need to bring that square in line. There we go. Our rectangle, our square is in line. And we're going to need to duplicate that several times. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to clip set that. Grab it again. Clip set. Okay. Grab this guy. Clip set. There we go. And that's a function you're going to see used quite a bit, is the clip and set. And the set inverse as well. You'll see that quite a bit. All right. And there we go. And then finally, we still need one. We needed one more of those. So first things we'll do, duplicate that once more. There we go. I miscounted. All right. Object clip set. And then finally this last one here. Object clip set. All right. So we're just going to go down the line. And we're going to defill these. There we go. Oh, you know what? I don't think that'll matter though, because we're going to put these in the back. Okay. Below everything else. But we'll see what it looks like. Okay. Go ahead and grab those. Okay. We need to deselect. Our background there. Bring everything over. Just like that. Then we're going to just go ahead and group those. Why not? And then we're going to put that in the very back. Bring that up a couple layers. Okay, and then we need to bring this layer up 1, 2. All right. There we go. And that's our effect there. Now, let's see here. Everything looks to be going good. Everything seems to be aligned. Oh, let's see. What's... Oh, that's our lines there. Okay, so let's... There we go. Get everybody where they should be. There we go. And... Looks like we need to bring this guy in just a little bit. Oh, no. Hang on a second. We'll fix that in post. That'll be easy enough. All right, so we've got everything we've got. Let's go ahead and, as you can see, these are a lot lighter. We need to bring the opacity on these way down. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Well, we've messed things up a little bit here. We need to correct that. Let's go ahead and turn the... That's good. Okay. That's not good at all. Why are these so vastly off? Okay. Let's pick this apart here real quick. Figure out what's going on. Okay. So, why aren't you lining up anymore? Okay, so somehow or another we got misaligned. Bring that all the way over. And our red will... oops, we need... I don't like how any of that's going. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to try that again. So we've got our background here. Let's get this guy back to where he needs to be. Okay. So everything is lined up. Ah, I see where the problem was. Our background our background canvas was just a little off. There we go. All right. So we need to grab that background. Make sure it is in line. Okay. Okay. Yep, I had just made the rectangle in the original a little bit too large for our background. But now that we've corrected that, we'll go ahead and get our duplicates in. Okay. We'll send that down one below. All right. And then we'll go ahead and send that down one. And then we can bring our rings back. Get them lined up just right. Okay. Oh, we need to be way down. Oh, here we go. Looks like they're going to make us get in real tight here. Okay, so now we got that down. All right. There we go. Okay, wonderful. So everything, oh, looks like because that background was so out of whack the whole way, we've actually got a bit of an issue. Okay. So let's bring that up and see what happens there. Okay, yes, there we go. Everything looks to be well. All right, let's go ahead and bring the opacity down on that. That looks a lot better. Okay, so see, it's not exact. You know, we're not totally ripping off the artist here, but it's close enough. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to do our happy little windows. So let's go ahead and get those in real quick. Those will be easy to do. They'll be real quick. Ooh, we don't need that outline. We do need, however, some filling. Bring the opacity up on that. Go ahead and bring that over, up. Close enough for jazz. Okay, and then duplicate. And again, I'm just using that Control D to duplicate, and then using the Control button to lock my movement horizontally. There we go. Duplicate again. There we go. All right. So we've got our windows. Did we get all? Nope. Still got a couple more. Duplicate. There we go. Now we've got all our windows. So we'll just go ahead and grab them all, group them together, and bring them right on over. Okay. There they go. All right. So now we've got all of that recreated. Now, the one thing I want to do here is I've actually got an asset from another poster I did a while back that fits kind of into this theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him in here. I'm using our import. I'm going to go to my quick access, see if I still got him anywhere. Nope, so we're going to have to go. All right, there we go. And let's see here. That would have been under space up who, I bet. Let's see here. That's the thing about doing a lot of digital art is your computer gets kind of crammed with shit. It takes you a little while to find certain things. So, let's see here. There we go. That's Space Apu. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring him in. Okay. Now, see, his colors don't match, and because I'm bringing him in from a previous piece of artwork, he's solid. There's nothing I can do to change the way he looks. And I don't, because I've already used that particular Apu face in here, I want to use another one. So what we'll do is we're going to recreate the helmet real quick. And it's going to be just a quick bit of Bezier work. And what we'll do is we'll switch the colors up for the colors that we have here. Because as you can see, it's mainly just 3 colors. We've just got that light red, the darker red, and then the white. And we'll basically change the white to the tan. We'll change the dark red to black, and then the light red to red. And that should match our color frames up pretty good. So let's get our Bezier pen out. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to go for the colored shapes here. There we go. I figured since we had some rockets going on, why don't we bring in a space cadet? You know, a happy little space cadet. And that's our lighter red, so we're going to go ahead and grab that color palette there. Alright, now we need to take that outline out. We need to go ahead and get our Bezier pen back out. There we go. And we're just doing a breeze through this really quickly because I've already made this asset before and it's a pretty quick process. There we go. Okay. Oh, need to go a little bit further there till we get to that node. All right. And now, because we're going to be going underneath everything here, it doesn't really matter what we do. Okay, we need to go ahead and make that black. Take out the outline, and we'll put that at the bottom, behind that guy. Now, you know what? In my zealousness here, I didn't even realize I don't need this because that's actually part of Space Apu's face. So we'll just delete the nodes. We'll bring their handles back, reducing all curve. Okay, there we go. Simple mistake, all taken care of. Now, again, the beauty of digital art. See, if Bob Ross had been undertaking that, he'd have had to call it a happy little accident and then put some trees or something on top of it. Happy little accidents. That's funny. That's a euphemism for unwanted children, or unplanned children at least. There we go. They were my happy little accident. You ever hear women say that? That's funny shit. Okay. That's our dark again, so we're going to make that black. Take away its outline. Then let's go ahead and get this. Careful now. Let's bring its opacity down. Okay. So now I don't know, Bezier pen. There we go. We're going to bring that up. There we go. And we can just kind of go underneath everything here because, again, we're just going to layer it up. Just got to match the lines there. Okay. All right, and we're going to make that our nifty little red color. Take its outline away. We're going to put that one step below, 2 steps below. All right. Now let's go ahead and get this point of the helmet in. Okay. And we're just following the nice easy lines I made before. That's one of the beauties of this is once you have an asset too, I mean, you can modify it or use it again a million times. You know, you'll see that a lot in frog art. People using the same asset quite a bit. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's one of the beauties of digital art, you know, and you can come up with so many different scenarios for each one of your little characters and just create a whole little happy little universe, just like Bob Ross was always talking about. You know, you're your own creator there. You know, you get to do all the things that you want to do in your happy little universe that you make. Like, I've got lots of digital friends that I've made up, you know. There's the Unsolved Mysteries friend. He's fun. And then you've got Robo Friend 9000. He's fun too. Okay. Almost done. Almost time to actually do a Pepe face. I think you'll all enjoy that. I mean, that's what we're all here for, is the frog art. Okay, and then we need our beautiful little red shade there. All right, and again, we're going to knock that down 2 spaces. 3, I'm thinking. Nope, just 2. Okay. We're going to take away its outline. And then now we just need to fill in these gaps here with our white. Or white equivalent, rather. White equivalent. That's a funny word. I guess they're talking about like sauce monkeys and stuff, like Italians and Irish. Us Irish and Italians were white adjacent. We didn't get white until black people decided they needed to be African American, I guess. Then all of a sudden we were white. We were about as hated as just about anybody else. But it's too heavy a subject. Let's not talk about that. We're talking about fun things today. All right, we've got that guy. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead with our Bezier pen here. And because this is going to be the lowest layer, we can just basically go hog wild. All right, we need to use our dropper tool. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I do. You know what? Because I don't know if you're like me, but if you're anything like me, Bidenomics has completely thrashed you and left you financially ruined. And I have a shitty computer, and so because this rig is so shitty, I find it's necessary a lot of times to go ahead and save quite a bit. And I hadn't been doing it, and luckily enough, the computer hadn't crashed at this point, or at least Inkscape hadn't. Let's see here. So go ahead. Oh, we need select tool. Boom. And we need to lower that all the way to the bottom, and then up 1. And we just got these last 2 pieces here. Need to lower that back down. You know, I don't like the look of that, so we're going to bring it. There we go. And then Alright, so we've got that all in place now. What we can do is we can slide this Apu guy out. We can go ahead and bring that guy together. Now, like I said, we want to use a different Apu face. So let's take a look and see what we've got that we can just bring in real quick. Let's go to downloads. Let's see here. Don't mind that stuff. Let's see here. You know what? That's a good Apu face. Boom. It's a different Apu. He's got a meaner look to him. I think he'll do good. Oh, he's big. Bring him down. Alright. Now, I don't know who did this original art. Whoever you did, thank you so much. We're going to use it. We're going to use it a little bit. And we're going to just basically redo everything we see here. But we're going to do it in our tricolor that we have here. Alright, so we're going to start with our Bezier pen again as usual. We're going to go ahead and click save. Just to be, the Control S button is your friend whenever you're dealing with open source software and a shitty computer. I'm also running OBS at the moment, which I can't believe it's allowing, along with the little animation device that allows you to see me talk in the corner there. It's absolutely unbelievable. So, I don't like that corner, so we're going to do that. There we go. Bring that down to that corner. Okay, there we go. And we're going to assume that's where the line is. We're going to bring that up to here. Boom, there we go. Now get out our node tool as usual. I need the handles for that guy so we can get this guy straightened out. There we go. That looks like about where he'd be. There we go. There we go. Oh. Okay, and almost done with his outline. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we've got his outline here. Now we'll go ahead and make that. Give that the red. Well, we might change these colors up. We'll have to see how it works with the helmet here. Oh, wrong red, huh? We almost used the wrong fucking red. Can you believe that? There, that's the correct red. Take away his outline. We don't need outlines. We need to bring his opacity down. Okay, now let's go ahead and get his eyes done. And you know what? We want a more hand-drawn look here, so I'm not going to use as many corner cutting nodes for the curves. I'm going to kind of do it by hand, and like I said, like I alluded to earlier, we'll use the Control L for simplification. Okay, this is going to be a neat little process to show you here. Okay, so we've got our eyes. We're going to make those black for now. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and there's all our nodes. That's all the points that I click the mouse button, creating this path that the object is made out of. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Control L a few times. That's going to simplify that, bringing out some of the nodes, making it a lot more flowing and natural, but still hand-drawn look. And of course, we're not hand-drawing anything here. It's funny, I couldn't hand-draw something to save my goddamned life. Now here's where we're going to use an instance of corner cutting. And just because I want to make sure that we have a nice, super round curve out there. because it's going to be beyond the actual face. There we go. And here's this familiar feller taking shape. Boom. There we go. Or control save there, just to be on the safe side. And control L, take some of those nodes out. There we go. Alright, now we'll group those together. We're going to bring opacity down. We're going to go ahead and use our Bezier pen again, right on top of here. Boom. And you don't got to be exact again. You're not trying to rip off of somebody's art completely or anything like that. But it's just a great template, you know. Alright, so now we've got these circular objects here. We're going to go ahead and make this guy our red because he's in the middle of the black eye. And then we're going to use the tan color for the reflections. Alright, and looks like we're about to finally lose it here. Okay. Yep, looks like we're going to lose it. So what I'll do here is I've already hit the save button. And we're in atomic age 2. Okay. Well, we might have regained it here. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it. Yep. Inkscape is crashing here, so we'll go ahead and we'll bring it back up, and we'll get it back up and running here in just a moment. In the meantime, we can just talk about friend stuff for a moment. You know, I absolutely love the fact that we're putting this channel together. You know, some of these things are going to be hours long, some of them will be half hours, some will be 15 minutes and things like that. You know, but it's all going to be just showing you how to do different stuff and how I do different things and giving you something to go along with and you know, see what you can do. All right, let's see here. Atomic Age 2, there we go. And we're right back to where we started. Inkscape has unfucked itself. All right. See, that's why it's a good thing to save as often as you can. Okay, now we're going to take away the outlines to these guys. Take away the outline to the inner one. We go in here, boom, and the same thing. Oh, that node went a little bit wild. Okay. But yeah, I can't believe that Inkscape actually worked for that long for me there without having a little bit of a crashy. There we go. Now we can bring the opacity back up. Oh. There we go. Alright, now we can bring the opacity back up on this. Our opacity is back up. Alright. Now let's go ahead and get his lips done. And again, it's just an Apu face. You don't got to be super concerned about it. You know, the whole point is every one of them's personalized. You know, even if they look a lot alike, they're all personalized. We all want a personalized Pepe here. Make this black. We're gonna go ahead and simplify that. Then we'll go ahead and bring our Bezier pen back. Hit this corner here and draw him a nice little crooked smile. Okay, now we need to make that our let's make it the tan, why not? So it's a path, it's not an object, so we'll need to hit the shift key while we use the dropper tool. And then I'm going to want to go in here and I'm going to want to take that stroke. There we go. let's see how he's looking so far. There we go. Now we just need some lines on his head here. And once we have the lines on the head, we'll be able to put him inside the helmet, get the glass on him, seal him up for space flight to Mars with Elon, that son of a bitch. Okay. We're going to make that our color. There we go. And now our Bezier pen again. Now I could do this in just single strokes, but for the style of poster we're doing here, I like big and bulky lines. Okay, there we go. And we'll make that. Okay. Now we got the ever-present forehead line here. There we go. Bring that up around. There we are. Okay. And like I said, we're probably going to wind up changing these colors here. But I'm just trying to get the outline out so we can go ahead and get rid of the element that we're working with for our template. There we go. Okay, there we go. And then last but not least... Oh, no, we still got another guy too, huh? There we are. Isn't that nice? Now, this last little guy here is double chin. How cute is that? There he is. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that at all. We're going to make the wrinkles black as well. Okay. And we've still got some more work to do, too, before the face is completed. And he can go in and get the glass on him. Okay. Now we can get rid of this element at least. Alright, now we need to duplicate this background here. We need to make that black. We're going to duplicate it again. We'll just make it blue here for the sake of contrast. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. And we're going to create the difference here. We're going to path difference. Okay, that's going to go right there. Let's make sure we've got everybody. There we go. All right. And then we're going to do that again for the front side. Make that black again. Duplicate. Make that blue again. And you know what? I actually don't want that piece there. So we'll go ahead and path. We need to unionize these two guys and then go over the whole thing here. Difference. Okay. And we're going to put that behind him. And just a little bit lower. Oh, almost. There we go. Nope, not quite. There we are. I like that a lot better. Okay, so now we've got him. We'll go ahead and bring that in. We're done with, well, we'll see if we want that glass color, because I like that glass color, but it might not fit with our background. So we need to go ahead and switch him this way. Reduce him in size just a little bit. There we are. Okay, we don't even got to cut him up in order to get him in the helmet. Group those together. We're going to scale them down. Yeah, we need some kind of glass in the background there to keep it from being distorted. So we'll go ahead and because it's going on the bottom. We can go ahead and do really wild things with that. Alright, so there we go. That looks better. Now let's group these together. No. Alright. That's much better. Okay, we're going to bring him. Well. All right, I like that. And now, the last element here is our text. Okay. Now, I like that a lot, but it looks almost comic booky, you know. And if we're gonna go with comic booky, I think I got a text that'll really work well with this. So let's go ahead. We're gonna do atomic age, and then we'll put GM right here in the background. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Now we need text. Let's go to our text menu here. All right. And there we go. That's the guy I think's going to work. That's 13 Missa, I believe is what it's called. All right, but we still, now I like that, but we still need some work. So what we'll do here is we're going to bring that up so it's easier to work with. We're going to scale it up. Oh, we can get rid of him now too. Okay. Now, it's going to operate as a text object rather than just a regular object. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to convert this object to a path. So object to path. We're going to need to break that apart here, ungroup it. I'm going to make this A lot bigger. I'm going to bring him over here. Okay. And then put those together. There we go. Oh. That looks about right. Now let's go ahead and get age. We'll do the 13 Misa again. Bring this up so it's easier to work with. Let's try and get these A's to about the same size. Well, first. Okay, we need... that's about right. Okay, so now object to path. Ungroup. Now we need to get the A to the same size. Looks about right. Okay. And then we'll get the GE. You know what? Does that look the same? Let's make that a bit smaller. Yeah. That looks good. Alright, so there we go. Boom. We're still going to do the same style, the same color of background. Oops, sorry. There we go. Now we do the outline. Boom. I like that a lot. I think that looks good. So we'll go ahead and bring that in. Make that a bit smaller. There we go. Bring it all the way down. Up. There we go. No. Let's make that a bit smaller. You know what? As much as I like the interaction of those Saturn type rings there, what I want to do is we're going to break this apart again. We're going to break this apart and we're going to put this all on the same line. There we go. Because that allows us much more space. We'll even bring that down a bit. Running into some complications because I'm just trying to speed things up a little bit. With haste comes mistakes. There we go. Now we can scale this down even further a little bit. Bring that right there. And then, you know what? I want a bigger outline on that. See what happens when we bring up that. Oh, pixels. Not that big. I like that. There we go. And then now we just need to find GM. How are we going to do that? Let's see. Go back to our text menu. That's the other thing you find too as a person who does graphic art quite a bit is you'll get quite a few fonts built up in your repertoire. I like that. That looks space agey, don't you think? All right. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make that our obligatory white color, and we'll reverse it with a background. Here we go again. We'll go ahead and shut down Inkscape again real quick. And we're almost to the end of this, friends. Almost to the end. All that's left is to get this GM in place, and then we're going to put an overlay on top of it. That's going to give it a nice aged look. Let's see here. There we go. All right. And now we need to give that black border. You duplicate that, make that completely black. Then we'll use our blur just a little bit. We're going to put that on the bottom. Oh, there we go. Group that together. Okay, I think that works. We can get rid of that element now. Get rid of that element. Now we're just going to bring in our dust overlay. And you can pick these up any number of places. That's another thing I'll show you too throughout a lot of this, is where you can get all sorts of nifty online tools, and where you can grab things like overlays and stuff like that, as well as conversion tools. Let's say you download something off the internet and it's a JFIF, whatever the hell those are. Okay, there we go. There we go. Bring the opacity on that way down. And there you have it, folks. That is the finished product. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us on the inaugural episode. I really do hope you enjoy it. That being said, we'll go ahead and keep on releasing these. If you have any questions, or something you want to see me try and do art-wise, let me know in the comments. Hit that like and share button and subscribe as well. Hopefully, we'll be able to get the word out about this channel and make it a really good go. All right. Well, hey, friends. Thanks again for joining us on here on the Joy of Pepe. I want you to have a wonderful day. And remember, bop all non-friends, because they deserve it. Bye now.